Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to another episode of the Minecraft Survival Let's Play, where I'm attempting to collect one stack of every single item in Survival Minecraft. So you might be clicking on this video here thinking it's a bit of clickbait, and it's not actually possible to get 2,850 plus iron in 1 hour in a Bedrock Edition, but it's actually not clickbait. So a few episodes ago I built this iron farm here, and this thing is producing about 420 iron per hour, and the video did quite well on my channel. So 420 iron per hour is plenty for me on this single player world here, but somebody asked down in the comments if it was possible to stack these farms. So it is possible to stack these farms, but it gets a little bit complicated, and I thought I'd go ahead and do some testing and work some stuff out and see if there was an easy way to do it. So I've been working on this for about 2 weeks now, and I'm just going to quickly fly over here and I'm going to show you what I've been working on. So you can just see it coming into view here. This is the project I've been working on for the last 2 weeks now, and you can see it's just a big flat area here. It took me a long time to flatten all of this out, and then I've got an iron farm in each of the corners and also an iron farm above all of these. So there's 8 overall, and then you can see that I've got a little AFK spot right in the middle. So I don't know a whole lot about iron farms, but I do know that they've got to be at least 100 blocks away from each other. So I just start doing a little bit of testing here. So all of these farms are over 100 blocks away from each other, so they all work. And at first I was only going to build 4 of these farms in each of the corners, and then I was going to AFK in the middle there. But once I finished that, I just wanted to see if I would be able to build some above and then get them into render distance at the same time. So I went ahead and started building these ones above, and then I found out that if I AFK'd directly in between both of the layers here, so that's right there, I could actually get all of these into render distance at the same time, so all of these farms are running all at the same time. So if I head down to one of the farms here, these are all the exact same down here, and it's just the same farm that I built a few episodes ago. So I'm going to leave a link down in the description to that video, so if you do want to go ahead and build all of these farms like this, you've just got to watch this video, and then you can head back to my old one and then just build each of these farms in the different corners. So for some reason I built this out of smooth quartz. It took me a long time to get all of these. I should probably just have built it out of like stone brick or jungle wood. I don't know why I decided to go for smooth quartz. So you can see that I've got all of the villagers in place here. So there's 160 villagers overall because there's 20 for each farm. It does take quite a bit of time to get all the villagers in place. But what I did is set up a nether portal for each of the different farms. So I set up a nether portal right here on this wall, and I transported all of the villagers through the nether, brought them into the farm, put them in their places here, and then destroyed the nether portal. Then I moved on to the next farm and then set up a nether portal over there and did the exact same thing. So even though there's 160 villagers overall, it didn't actually take me too long to get all of them in. So I'm going to try to explain all of the different measurements. And as you can see, I've got this massive flat area here, and this is actually where my old iron farm was. So there was a jungle temple here, and then I built my first iron farm right at the top of the world there. It was actually really inefficient, but I had to take all of that down. But if I come over to this iron farm here, you can see that I've got a 16 by 16 area out of stone bricks. So this is actually a chunk, and this farm has to be chunk aligned, or you can have some problems with the villagers unlinking to their workstations and stuff like that. So I think it's just better to have it in a chunk here. But I went through all of this in the tutorial for the iron farm that I did on my channel anyway. So when I was working this out, I knew that the distance between the farms had to be at least 100 blocks. But I also knew that the farms had to be chunk aligned or inside a chunk here. So overall, the minimum amount of blocks these farms could be away from each other, but still be chunk aligned, was 112 blocks. So if you count the grass blocks in between the 2 farms here, all the way over to this side to here, this is 112 blocks. And then if you do the exact same this way from this block here over to the first grass block on this side, this again is 112 blocks, and then the exact same that way, and then the exact same in between those 2 as well. So that means if I stand right here in the middle of the entire thing, which is here, all 4 of these farms will be running at the same time. But like I mentioned, after I built the first 4 farms, I wanted to see if it was possible to get another 4 farms above here and get these to work at the same time. And I actually managed to do this. So if I count from the first block here, I will go and land on it here, is Y level 79, if you can check my Y level in the top left. So I know that this farm above has to be 100 blocks above here for it to work. So if I quickly fly up here, you'll see that the bottom floor should be on Y level 179. If I can just fly through here. So you can see this here is on Y level 179, so it's 100 blocks above from the farm below. And all of the farms that are up in the air are also chunk aligned, and they're perfectly in line with the farm that they're above. So the next place that I had to do is find out where to AFK. So of course I wanted to AFK right in the centre of the entire farm, but I also wanted to see what height was best to AFK at. So I came here to Y level 79 at the top of the bottom farms, then I counted up by 50 blocks. So I've come up here, this should be on Y level 129. So I've just got a little glass box here, and I've got some trapdoors so I can stay in here overnight and nothing can get me. And as you can see, the Y level at the top is a Y level 129. Also, you might have noticed from the top farms, I've not actually got a killing chamber for them. I've just got a little drop chute, and then all of the golems drop down to the farm below, and then they get killed in the killing chamber down there. So that's just something that you might want to take into consideration when you do it yourself. And I've also got some lava up there just so the golem take a little bit of damage while they're falling down, then they die a little bit quicker while they're at the bottom. Okay, so that's pretty much everything that I wanted to mention about this farm. I think that should be enough information for you to go and build it yourself on your world if you want to. But I would suggest that if you're going to do this, don't make a big area and flatten it out like this. You could definitely just build this floating above the ground, and then just make sure that this farm is going to be able to be 100 blocks away without being over the build limit, because then of course you can't build the top farm. So you might have to do a little bit of maths, make sure that that's not going to be too high. But definitely don't flatten out a load of area like this. This is why the farm took me so long to build. The wall itself took me like a full day just because it's so big. I had to flatten out loads of area here, and I actually had to take down loads and loads of trees. So I've got some chests over here, and these are just full of like wood and leaves and dirt and loads of stuff like this, because I just spent loads of time taking down loads of trees, and actually use loads of this wood for chests as well. And then here some more oak wood and just full of junk. So yeah, if you're going to build this, don't flatten out a big area. I'd recommend just building it up in the sky. So there's a couple more things that I want to mention quickly. The first one is just these 2 stone brick boxes here. This is actually the way down to my storage room, and then the way back up on this side. I've been trying to figure out how to do this, but I want to build a giant iron golem statue here. I've been trying to do it on a creative world, but I can't really get it right just yet. So I'm going to wait until later on in a future episode and come back and build this. But this is where the 2 legs are going to be. And this chest in the middle here is how much iron this farm produces per hour. So it's about 45 stacks, sometimes a little bit less. But usually from the tests that I was doing, I was getting at least 44 stacks. And the most I got was 44 stacks and 58 ingots. So it's about 44.5 stacks of iron per hour overall, which that is plenty for me. I was getting enough iron from my single iron farm, but I just wanted to play around with this and see if I could get one that was way more efficient, and this is what I've come up with here. So I actually finished building all of these iron farms before I finished flattening out this area here, before I built the wall, and then I also did some terraforming behind the wall after I finished building it, just to make it look a bit more natural behind there. But while I was doing all of the building and the terraforming, this farm was running all of the time, and I've actually managed to get a lot of iron blocks from this. So I've got 2 full double chests of iron blocks here, and then about half a double chest here. So I'm going to do a lot of AFKing over here over the next few weeks, just see if I can stock up all of these double chests full of iron blocks. Then if this farm design ever stops working or it breaks for whatever reason, then I've just got plenty of iron blocks and I probably won't need to build an iron farm ever again. So this thing's also producing a lot of poppies here. I don't really need the poppies for anything, but yeah, I just thought I'd save some of them just in case I ever do need them. Then over here I'm also storing the string. It doesn't produce loads, but you never know, I might need it for like dispensers or something in the future, so just thought I'd save this as well. But anyway, that's pretty much everything that I wanted to go through on this farm. You should be able to build it yourself just with all of the measurements that I've give you here. But if you've got any questions about this farm, just let me know down in the comments. Maybe I didn't explain something clear enough or whatever. Just let me know in the comments and I will answer all of them. And one last thing before I move on. I actually don't know what to do with the ground here, so I've just kept it as grass for now. But I don't want it to stay as grass. So if anyone's got any suggestions, just let me know, because I'm fed up of Enderman picking up blocks like that one over there and just randomly placing it in the middle. So I kind of thought pixel art might look good, but I wouldn't know what pixel art to do. Maybe a pattern would look good, but I'm not really too sure, so if anyone's got any suggestions, just let me know in the comments and I'll probably do one of those. Okay, so next up for this episode, I've got a few items to go and check off the checklist in here. So for anyone who doesn't know, my aim for this series is to collect one stack of every single item, and this is the storage room where I'm keeping the one stack of each item. So I usually just call this the checklist room, and as you can see I've got all of the chests here, and they've all got a sign on with what goes inside that chest. And if I go inside one of these, I'll go into the food chest here. You can see that I tried to collect at least one of each of the different items, and that way I know what goes in that slot right there. So a lot of these items I've only got one of, like the different kinds of meat and the cooked meat, the seeds and stuff. I still need to build farms for a lot of these items. But you can also see there's a few items that I've already checked off the checklist here, like the cocoa beans, the bread, the cookies, the eggs and the cake, and a few other items as well. And you can also see there's a few pieces of paper in here, and this is just for items that I don't have any of yet. So there's poisonous potato, honeycomb and rabbit stew. So I don't have any of those items, so I just leave a piece of paper that's named in there, so I know what goes in that slot. And there's actually a few more items that I can check off the checklist today. So these are all items that you need iron to craft. So the first three go in this chest over here somewhere, the iron and wood. So this is just like random iron and random wood items that I didn't really know where to put. So I've got 15 buckets, so that's 16 buckets, which is what they stack up to. Another 30 or 63 compasses, so there's 64 there. And I've actually got a lodestone compass here. So when I made the checklist, this actually wasn't an item that I put on the checklist, but it is an item that you can collect in Survival Minecraft. So I've gone ahead and collected one anyway, and they only stack to one. You can't stack it more than that, even if it's the same lodestone that you link it to. So yeah, that's a few more items checked off the checklist there. And I've got some activator rails and detector rails here. These go in the redstone chest. You can see I've already got one of each of these as well. So another 63 of each, and that's a full stack of all of the different rails. And the final two are both workstations over here. So they go in the workstations chest right there. So again, I've already got one of each of these, so another 63 of each, and that's a full stack of them. So I could also go ahead and craft 2 more stacks of anvils, and then start dropping them from a height to get slightly damaged anvils and very damaged anvils. But I can't really be bothered doing that right now, so I'll just do that in a later episode. But anyway, that is going to be the end of the episode here. As I mentioned earlier, I know it's going to be a little bit of a shorter one, but I just wanted to showcase the farm here just in case anybody else wants to go ahead and build it. And I'm a little bit drained on this project now because it took me so long to flatten out all of the area here and build the wall and stuff like that. So I'm a little bit bored of this project, but I will come back to it and finish it eventually. And like I said, if anyone's got any ideas on how to decorate the floor here, just let me know. But it is a 150 by 150 area, so don't like mention or cover it in diamonds or netherite. I'm going to have to be able to do this in survival, so yeah, just make sure you bear that in mind. And again, if you've got any questions about the farm, just let me know down in the comments. I will answer all of them. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, and I will see you all next time.